Buckets. That's the name of my boat. Buckets.
Buckets. What we get.
Not the only transfer we got from Florida. Keith Stone, too. Remember that.
Everybody who watches his show on a regular basis knows my love of the stretch four.
You know, we all make mistakes. You might have made one going to
Mercy
Tallahassee.
if y'all don't know. Dribble to the left, crossover to the right. Hurricane to the game, many buckets for the night. Matt with the pick and roll, Melissa with the give and go. This Shally-oo, hoodie girl dunking in the hole. Check the scoreboard, this what we fall for. Peep the gameplay, they want an encore. Yeah, overtime for another round. It's buckets out the buckets, baby. You out of time. It's buckets. What it is, homie, it's buckets. Woo! We getting buckets. Yeah, baby, buckets.
I have no shame.
I know. That's the problem.
You guys are awesome.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Buckets. I'm Matt. He's Vish. She's Melissa. How we feeling tonight, guys? Melissa, how we feeling?
I'm chilling in this amazing Hoodie Girl logo hoodie. What up, aboutthefans.com. Vish, how's it going? Nice hat.
Got the hat and got the Hoodie Girl zip up hoodie here. So
Let's go.
There you go.
Don't feel out of place, Matt.
We got Bill in the chat, too. Shout out, Bill.
Yes, he did get his picture updated. We got Nigel, which is
there we go.
There you go.
After the Lynn Kid Virginia Tech debacle, nice to see to see Nigel there.
We put Bill under some pressure to change that.
He had a picture of Pat in a Kansas State jersey. That would have been.
I will say I love the Nigel Pack thumbnail, but I am gonna miss the Nor Chad one just because you can't beat that smile.
Well, unfortunately, the rest of the ACC beat that smile repeatedly last year, so it's time to move on. Come on, that was funny. Anyway, the also monitoring the Mavericks Clippers is at 10. So as soon
as Sitchis commits to Miami, we'll be good. Also, don't check the Heat score because it's embarrassing.
Oh, I just saw it now, and I'm like,
we're like half a team, so like let's just let the inevitable happen and just be done with this injury-riddled season. Kind of like the Canes, where we never had a full roster. This is what's happening to the Heat. So
shout out to Dan Barry.
We don't have Jaquez, Rozier, or Butler. I mean,
well, this is now a Luka Doncic show anyway, so 10 p.m.
Yeah, shout out Luka.
These this damn fake people time games. Jeez, I gotta be up early in the morning. Damn it, these West Coast 10 p.m. tip-offs.
Before we discuss men's basketball, real quick, the final lady has committed. Kyla has committed to Texas, so that concludes the women transfer portal extravaganza. Assuming Jasmine and Lamaya stick around, we're done with people leaving, and now we'll just be discussing people coming.
Yeah, keep Austin weird, right?
So
yeah, it'll be interesting. We were talking about this offline a little bit, Melissa. It'll be interesting to see because most of the women landed at major programs.
Yeah.
Kyla's at Texas, Jalea's at Louisville, Tasha's at Virginia, which is not very good, but they're in a major conference. Cheyenne's at LSU, so we're gonna kind of see if
Z's at Tennessee and Jay went to St. John's, and Ali went to UCF.
So she's the only one that kind of didn't go to a.
That is a power conference, technically.
It is, but they're a doormat. So it'll be
in Virginia.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yes, worse than Virginia for sure. Virginia would probably have a winning record in the Big 12. Man, that's the ACC. It's hard to win games here. But yeah, so
We
we'll
gotta
actually
take
get
this forward and trade for Kyla. It's Kyla, but that's right. Then it's a fair trade. But sure, she's not a Kane anymore, so you can mispronounce her name all you want.
okay. Let's not go that far. That's a little sophomoric. But yeah, no, we're actually gonna get to because a lot of times when people transfer out of here, they drop down a level or whatever. Seen that with most of the men that have transferred, but so we'll be able to see if they can.
I think a few of those transfers were because Coach Meyer retired. So that probably.
I would say though, other than
not all of them, but
yeah, but other than Cheyenne, you'd have to say none of them really came close to reaching their potential here.
Yeah, I know. I just I have favorites.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, other than Cheyenne, it was hard to say like, oh, that person's playing up to their abilities. It'll be interesting to see when they go to a different system how that works out.
We'll see. But we have some fun news to talk about with the men. The portal activity this offseason far surpasses anything that went on last season. But I will say, Van Allen Lubin is back in the portal, and he was a dude we talked about.
That's my guy.
That's your villain right there.
Villain? That's a great name.
It's a villain name, though.
I don't care, man.
I saw that on Twitter, and I immediately had to send it to Vish. I was like, Vish, look who's back in the portal. Van Lubin, as we used to call him.
Yeah. Van Allen, not even Van Allen. Van Allen.
I know, but we just called him Van Lubin.
This is elite naming. Got a hyphen in there. Got a kind of weird spelling. I mean,
yeah. Should we discuss our actual commit first before we go into?
That's true. We have not had a show.
We had done 2 in a row, and then Blackmon committed. So I've been waiting days for Matt's breakdown.
My breakdown of who?
Blackmon.
I know, I'm just messing. Yeah, no. I mean, I know that we talked a lot about like Javon Small versus Jalen Blackmon, who we'd want and stuff. And obviously I think a lot of us were leaning to Javon Small. I mean, he's probably overall the better player, but Jalen Blackmon's a really good player. Don't get it twisted. Really good score, put up over 20 points a game. I think one of the underrated parts of his game, from what I really watched, was his playmaking ability. I think it was something that was just turned down due to other personnel on the team. Stetson had a really good point guard. There's a really good distributor, Steven Swenson, who also transferred out of Stetson as well. I can't remember where.
What's his name? I'll look it up while you talk.
Steven's Swenson or I forget how you pronounce it. But no, he's someone that he knows, like when help side overcommits or whatever, he knows how to get the ball to his teammates and whatnot. Pretty solid passer and low turnover rate as well. That's something much needed. If he was on Miami last year, he would have had the lowest turnover rate on the team. So that's something that's much needed. Someone that can make smart decisions like that. Also, really good decision maker with, like attacking the basket, understands, driving lanes, when to try to drive, doesn't try to force anything. And I think that's an underrated part of his game as well. I think a lot of people see him as just like a pure shooter because the amount of 3-point shots he took, but he's also a really good slasher as well. And that's something that we definitely need and that we were missing last season. So Canes fans should be excited,
He's transferring to UC Santa Barbara.
Oh yeah, that's why I knew it was. Yeah.
So it's a UC. One of the UCs we didn't make fun of because of their mascot.
Yeah.
I don't know what their mascot is.
Oh my God, my friend went there too. I can't
remember.
remember.
Where are you on this, Matt? We rely on you for this California information, man.
What is their mascot? Gauchos?
Gaucho, yeah.
Yeah. That's
I should have known that. They're actually really good at baseball, like we used to be. Yeah, they've hosted regionals before. They're a really solid baseball program.
Not as good as
Revenge Tour this year. Yes, let's
Other thing I was gonna say too, Jalen Blackmon, I forgot to mention, really good in catch and shoot scenarios too. So we can play on ball, off ball as well. I think there's gonna be a little bit of an adjustment because he used a lot of off ball screens to kind of score. There's not a ton of that in our offense, and it was something Nigel had to adjust to when he first got here. I don't think it's going to be a crazy adjustment for him. Because
let me pick on that point a little bit. What do you think we're going to continue to like? What do you think the offense looks like this year? We've gone more traditional personnel now.
I have no idea,
and that's probably a larger question, right? But
I think it depends on who else we add. Like Dylan, I mean, we're not going to talk about him yet, but like the guys that we've been rumored in adding kind of show that we're switching routes of maybe how we're going to be playing. I think Brandon Johnson on the floor, you can still kind of play the same way. But
just like the offense we've been running the last like 3 years is not the same we were running 5 years ago. So I'm just we kind of mid-season switched up and went small and kind of started doing a lot of different things. We used to be a heavy pick and roll team.
Well, we know Al can coach it though. I mean, he's switched it before.
Right. Well, that's why I'm asking the question. He's not rigid and philosophically. But I asked him that at the ACC tip-off.
We kind of discussed this in our group text with the way L has been aggressively going after like power forwards and bigs. It sounds like there's a changing of the guard as far as what we're going to run.
Well, I think it's I mean, that's the question though. Is there really, or is he just realizing that you need more than 4 guys or 5 guys to?
Well, that too. I mean, injuries. We got lucky, and we've said this before. We got very lucky in our Final Four run that we didn't have major injury, especially with Norchad because he only missed that one game versus Duke because we did not have I mean, Walker was his backup, but it wasn't,
Come on, man. We could have rolled AJ Casey out there and everything would have been fine.
So, the other thing I would say, too, is also, like, it was announced that the staff really thought Norchad was coming back, right? Up until, I don't remember, I can't remember the timeline. So maybe they viewed the Brandon Johnson move as, a depth kind of piece and seeing him come off the bench. And now they're kind of pivoting. Obviously, Norchad's in the portal. So they're making the adjustment as well.
That changes like every other day. It's like, oh, Norchad's coming back. Oh, I heard he's leaving. Oh, I heard he's coming back. I mean, did anyone actually?
I think again, it's all assumptions and right, but and he's not like openly communicating with the athletic department or anything weird that like they know what's going on and no one else does. But I think the working assumption for us and for probably the school is that when he entered the draft without entering the portal, there were 2 options there, and we kind of know his draft grade is going to be shit. So
we assumed he was going to come back.
We thought So I think if they thought now where we didn't know that the school probably have a better idea of is he just done with school? Like, is he just like, I'm going pro, which is the reason you would not put your name in the portal also, right? That I know I'm not going to get drafted, but I'll be a free agent or I'll go to Europe or whatever. Maybe the school knew he wasn't going to do that. So if he's not in the portal, you assume he's coming back. And to Matt's point, once he goes in the portal, we're not playing games this year. If he said he wanted to come back now, I don't know that we would take him. Because I think we've had it with this kind of attitude. And that's why we're being so aggressive.
As soon as that happened, I mean, the 2 guys from Duke that we reached out to, we didn't even talk about the guy from San Diego State, Elijah Saunders, I think you say.
Yeah,
it's pronounced. And then obviously Dylan Mitchell today visiting.
Well,
you like the SDSU kid. When that came out that we reached out to him, you were very like, oh, I like this guy.
Yeah, I think he's a really good role player. I think he's someone that like, knows his place. He's a really good screen setter. He knows like when to roll, when to pop off of it. He has an improving 3-point shot. I think he shot like 34%, and he's super physical, plays good defense, and can guard multiple positions. And I think that's something that we missed. Like last season, we missed having guys. I mean, there's a multitude of reasons for this, but guys didn't really know what their specific role was, right? And I think he knows what kind of player he is. He knows how he can be successful on the floor. And that was definitely something we were missing last season.
Oh, my guy Crip in the house. What's up, Crip? I know him from Coop's channel.
Bill, I think Norchad, if he said, I want to come back now, we'd tell him to F off, to be honest. I think there's a lot of lessons we learned from last year, one of which is we spent an exorbitant amount of time kissing the ass of the existing players to get them to come back. And this time we're just not doing it. And so I think we've moved on. He cannot come back here. I think that's done. He can come back and say he wants to, and I don't know that we would take it. We're recruiting other players that are his replacements. One of them will commit, and we're not going to tell them after they've committed, right? I mean, that ship has sailed, and I think rightfully so. Like there was an element of lack of control of this team last year, largely due to the. I mean, Lissa mentioned like we have a lot more portal news this year. That's because we spent most of last offseason trying to keep what we had here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our one portal edition announced he's staying. So
yeah, and I think that was part of that was like them saying we're not playing games with y'all. Either stay or get out.
Mind.
I mean, how many guys were? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was just gonna say, how many guys were we connected to like last season that we actually like reached out to? It was like Cam Spencer, Mustafa Amzil, and
there was that one big that we were in his top 5. I can't remember.
Grant Nelson.
Yeah, the guy on the Alabama.
It was like 5 or 6.
No, not him. There was another guy that we made his top 5. I forget where he went.
Yeah, but some of that, if they didn't come to campus, keep in mind after making the Final Four, even though this was totally inaccurate, we're not allowed to just be good at basketball, right? It's because we were handing out 8-figure checks, right? Everyone's getting $10 million from us. So, so people were listing us in their top 5 that we had no interest in because they think that's going to boost their NI. Well, Miami's in play. They're going to pay a lot. We have to pay a lot. They're basically negotiating against a fictitious version of us. And the guys Matt mentioned, even Mustafa, your guy, visited campus. So there was definitely, that you don't do that as a fake rumor. Like they didn't buy a plane ticket and then like sneak into the athletic facilities to try and so now whether or not they had committable offers, my guess is Mustafa did not. Cam Spencer obviously did. Yeah. But we were very limited in what we were targeting. And this year we've gone the other direction. We're trying to build in depth. It also, I think, speaks to, we all know we need at least one more big, right? I think, and we're targeting that. But also, look, we talked about this a lot last year. Like, Jobe's not ready yet either. They don't want to be in a situation where they're relying on him. And I think that's the other thing here. As they keep targeting aggressively all these players, it's to Matt's point, I think initially maybe the thinking was Brandon Johnson's going to be a backup. That significantly, let's say we get one of the people we're talking about and they're actually starting, that's significantly upgrading your bench too. You're bringing a starting caliber player off the bench.
Yep.
The same thing is going to happen at guard. Either Blackmon or Jaleel is not going to be starting. So all of a sudden, rather than like what we had coming off the bench last year, which is like, why is that guy in the game? That's already a huge upgrade. And I think we're going to continue to add as much as we can. Now there's diminishing returns on that because, that's we're getting to the point where anyone committing knows their backup. And whether or not they're willing to accept that, it's a little bit more difficult. You start operating at a different talent point. But I think we'll continue to try and fill in the blanks here.
But that 4 spot could be a possible starting role.
Could be, yeah. As Matt said, it looks like we probably thought Norchad was coming back when we got Brandon.
Yeah, because you think Nigel's a starter, and then you've either got Jaleel or Blackmon. You got Cleveland at the 3, and you've got Lynn Kidd at the 5, and right now you've got Johnson. But we're going after some other 4s, so it's there is some competition there. So,
which there should be.
Well, and the thing too, to credit Vish when he brought this up, I think it was a couple shows ago. It was like Lynn Kidd played 22, 23 minutes last season.
Yeah, he was split time at center.
Yeah, there's gonna be minutes to be had, so we do need that third piece, but
well, yeah, and I mean you think about it, yeah, obviously he's gonna need a breather and or if he gets into foul trouble, and then you bring in that other 4 where you've got Brandon Johnson, whoever this other person is, who one of them's a starter, but then you could play the 2 4s at the same time while Lincoln's on the bench, assuming they're both, I mean, Brandon Johnson's taller than Norchad, so if Norchad was playing the 5, I'm sure Brandon Johnson can handle it for a few minutes here and there as well. So
Well, I actually don't know, but he's not
I,
built
I,
like Norchad was.
I don't know.
But I think
We gotta wait to see who else we get.
well,
But
I think but I think the big difference, at least in what we're trying to do, and we're not done with the roster building yet, is there were guys playing significant minutes last year where you're like, that guy can't be on the floor. But we didn't have a choice.
I specifically remember sitting with you at the UNC game and it being like 4 minutes left and Elp subbed in Jakai and you were like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah, and like that, and I think we're seeing like Chris Watson did play a lot until he basically played himself out of the lineup. He's at Southern Miss now. Like this is a guy we're relying on the ACC. There were the guys that we were bringing off the bench that some we thought maybe this guy's potential. Like that's why I commented on the women and where these players were landing. If you look at
because
the men's
Chris
play,
Watson's going to Southern Miss. Casey's
AJ
going to St. Louis.
St. Louis, and so that's why there's a big difference between where the women's transfers landed. They all, as Melissa said, they all landed at power schools. Nwoko is the only one from the men that has so far. Now Wooga and Norchad should, but Wooga and Norchad were starters. But these people we ended up relying on because the injuries were not good at basketball. And I think that's one of the lessons that L learned last year. Yeah, anytime you have that many injuries, you're not going to be good. But I think it allowed him to kind of evaluate the roster and realize he can't move forward with these players. More so than what they were probably worse than he thought they were, and when they were put into the fire, a lot of them couldn't handle it, which is why we had such erratic, as Matt said, a lot of difficulty with the role definition. It was just like you couldn't trust any of them, and it was kind of like maybe this guy will work. Oh, he didn't. Let me try the next guy, and it was a lot of kind of flailing around.
And that's how you end up with like Jobé getting minutes, with Jakai getting minutes because he was just trying to throw anybody in and see what would happen.
Yeah, none of it worked, which is why we lost the last 10 games of the season, right? So, but the truth is there was no answer on the roster. And that's why we're...
L is doing, I think, a very good job of rebuilding. I think keeping that core piece of keeping your point guard in Nigel Pack, I think that's a great thing to have. And then you've got another experienced, power conference player in Cleveland who's already been with the program a year. Having them two back and then bringing in Lynn Kidd's been playing in the AC. I mean, it's his third ACC school, but you got all this experience and you've got a talented freshman class coming in, a couple more pieces, and it should be a lot better of a season. Now, the trick is, and I think this is going to happen to a lot of schools because of the transfer portal, is a lot of the guys we're bringing in, this is their last year of eligibility. So we're going to go through the same thing again next season because all these guys are going to be, graduated and done. And Jalil's probably going to be a one and done. So, but we enjoy them while we have them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way college athletics is going to be from now on, and that's no different than any other walk of life or any other professional sport where you're like, oh, got to cut this guy because of the salary cap, and the next thing you know, like there's no running back on the team, Melissa, and then this is what happens, right? So.
And then the running back that you bring back isn't even going to wear 21, but that's a whole nother.
And it's
just
too
screw
old to play,
over the fans, Dallas. Just screw them over.
But anyway, so I mean, this is just part of the way
is
it's going to be.
Is Johnson Arugu a 3 or a 4?
Yes.
Yes.
he's a tweener.
Yeah. He's a tweener.
I honestly don't know,
but I also
it's advanced analytics of like class rankings and stuff. It doesn't take into account chemistry, roles that guys fill. And what I would just I was about to. I mean, you were Kansas was number 1 in it last year.
And
how did their season go?
You're more polite than I was about to be there. In terms of not according to Evan Maya, I don't give
a
flying fuck what Evan Maya has to say about anything. Who the fuck is that guy? Why the hell do I care?
Yeah. Also, to Bill's thing about Johnson Arugu, he's the most raw of the 3. I don't expect him to see a ton of playing.
Well, I think that's why we're being much more aggressive in the portal, because he's like the Jobé of last year, who all of a sudden we did play.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. If he's playing, we've not filled the roster in well.
He should be
Or
in
he
on
said-
beating teams like Stonehill by 30.
or if he shows up and surprises and earns playing time, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't have to, oh crap, we have to put him in because we don't have depth. Because we actually, for all the injuries, we didn't have that many out at the same time. We just had 0 bench.
Exactly.
And so you lose one guy and all of a sudden, oh god, this guy's in the rotation now.
And then even though we had 6 starters and one guy would be out and we had 5 people, 2 or 3 of those starters were playing injured. So it was a
right, not affected the
over. We're not ignoring your comment. We're just football's Monday nights.
Mondays at 8:30, 6 show. Legendary Larry Bluestein.
Yeah. We're basketball here, Crip. But
Yeah.
yes, Mario's doing well in the portal as soon as he gets some DTs. But other than that, anyway. What else? Are we done talking about Blackmon? Who else?
I mean, we finished talking about him a while back. It just
I know.
we did a
We
buckets
kind of just
thing.
went to a bunch of different things. I mean, I guess the news today really is Dylan Mitchell.
Yeah, I think the macro news is we're not done in the front court, which we all agreed we need more there. So it's good that they're targeting more there.
Well, we got that other guard that we were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
In Blackmon. So now it's to, all right, let's get that extra piece for front court depth. And so it was just confirmed that he's taking a visit or that he's on campus. Because everywhere I've seen it posted is like, oh, rumor has it that Dylan Mitchell is on campus. So, but he's 6'8".
When did he enter the portal? Has he been in it the entire time?
Where would
Honestly, I didn't even think to look that up.
Yeah, sorry. My fault. I've got y'all live Googling on air. The reason I ask
April
is
15th.
your monitor that you've
April
donated.
15th.
Okay, so he's been in
He
there
entered the NBA draft while maintaining college eligibility and
There's a YouTube video from 2 weeks ago that says Dylan Mitchell has entered the transfer portal. So
yeah, no, Matt gave us the date, April 15th. So it's been
247 stated. I wonder where they found out from.
That's inside the U that's stealing Max's stuff, not 247.
Oh,
I was
I
watching.
almost made the same joke too, and then I was like, wait, wrong. I
was watching highlights, waiting for the guys to come on the stream because I'm usually the first one because I'm always early. They weren't late. It's just I'm always early. So I watched like this 15-20 minute video of Mitchell, like just highlights. And I was telling Matt this, like most of his highlights are him moving without the ball and then either getting himself into a position for like an easy layup or a dunk. So, and I also like that he was a sophomore this past season. I'm excited to maybe get 1 or 2 guys in that are not in their last year of eligibility that could be in the system for a couple of years. We saw the jump that Jordan Mitchell took from his first season to his second season with Coach L. Not to compare him to Jordan Miller, but he's, the star of the transfer portal for us.
Matt heard it too.
There too.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Matt heard it too.
What?
Jordan.
You said Jordan Mitchell.
I said Jordan Miller.
No, at first you said
100% Jordan Mitchell.
Oh, I don't know.
Jordan
Whatever.
Mitchell the first time.
But but yeah, I would like to get people that aren't in their last year.
So the reason I'm less concerned with that is, I mean, look, he can yeah, Bill heard it too. He can there it is. It's coming through. The delay in the chat. Confirmation.
I'm reading my screen and talking at the same time. I'm multitasking here, guys. All right.
I'm always multitasking that you've seen behind the scenes.
The real question is, Kane's Cats, have you bought a Hoodie Girl hoodie yet?
Oh boy. Anyway, the only reason it's great that they have more eligibility left. I'm under no illusion that when Nigel, Jaleel, Cleveland, Lynn Kidd, Brandon Johnson all leave, that some of the guys that we have with eligibility are going to not enter the portal. I mean, whatever.
I don't know.
Your whole team left. You stick it around? I don't know. Maybe not, right? So
you can get coached by a legend.
I don't know. It depends. You're only as good as your options, right? So, but that's why I'm less concerned about that point of roster turnover, because it's just it is what it is at this point, right? I mean, we have several players that are not draftable that could potentially be starting here that left. Okay, like whatever. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, right?
And I will say, players that have left the year before, all of them have gone to like they've already transferred twice and have gone to like lower.
It's not
power.
the magic. It's not the magic elixir everyone thinks it is. It's kind of the opposite. But again, there's different reasons for these kids transferring, but a lot of them, we knew were developmental, and they wouldn't stick it out to actually develop. It's not surprising then that they're in the portal again a year later, because they still need that development, and they've now had to change systems, which makes that development more difficult. And they're kind of in the same boat again of trying to develop, probably not getting as much playing time as they want, and they're back in the portal. So it's not surprising. And that's why, I think Chris Watson was smart to kind of drop to a smaller school where he'll get to play. I wouldn't be surprised if Nwoko goes in the portal again next year. If he
I think
can't
Nwoko leaving surprised us a little bit, though.
Well, because he played more than his talent warranted, so usually you don't leave them. I mean, he shouldn't have been playing at all. He sucks. So I don't. No, I am. This is a man who has an innate ability to not impact the game. It is unbelievable.
Well, I mean, he impacted the game. It's just not necessarily in a positive way.
Hopefully, he stands in the right place, right? I mean, this is. And he can get a dunk maybe, and occasionally he would rebound, but he wouldn't actually box out. It was more just the ball, and he did so much work. He shouldn't have been playing. But that's why we were surprised given the amount of time he was given that really wasn't warranted, that he actually entered the portal anyway. So he's got a very much inflated view of his ability. And that maybe Mississippi State's bad enough where he gets a lot of minutes and he's happy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in the portal again next year.
A big change from Miami to Mississippi State. You've been to that campus, right?
I've been to Starkville, watched our women kick their ass. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a change of scenery for Nwoko, very much so. But yeah, you would have probably been better served staying here. We're probably better served with him gone. So whatever. Because you got to excise those attitudes out of your program.
It was the cleanse.
Well, I mean,
of both rosters.
Well, I mean, in particular for someone like that, right? Who again did as the season get on, you could see his role expanding, right? Was taking minutes off of Norchad plays center, and he's still getting that many minutes. What exactly was he expecting? Because this isn't a favor era situation where he didn't play at all. He played quite a bit.
Has he committed to another school yet?
I have not. I have no idea.
Chicago State or something. I don't know.
Oh, I wasn't following him.
Oh no, that was just a random.
But I mean that you could see more, right? This guy's we didn't have a backup center, and you're putting Anthony Walker in at center instead of me. I can see that being I don't have a future. But Nwoko was surprising from that standpoint. He got plenty of minutes. Frankly, more than he should have. So it was kind of a bizarre decision, but you never know what's going on behind the scenes. But my guess is, if we want him back, we can have him next summer. I don't think we want him back though. Why Norwich transfer comp at center? I don't understand that.
What are you trying to ask, Rip?
All right, so we're clearly targeting another big, right? And then you think that's it? One more?
Yeah. Well, can we talk about Dylan Mitchell more?
Yeah.
Melissa
kind of did. Yeah, Jordan Mitchell. So she's kind of halfway did.
Matt's breakdown's way better than mine. You got the window?
No, it's not. There's a fly in here, and it's bothering me. No, Dylan Mitchell, super athletic, moves really well. Doesn't really has a slight mid-range game, if you'd even call it that. I don't know. but definitely relies on off-ball movement, like tipping in missed shots, hits offensive glass hard, those hustle things on offense. And I think that's kind of needed. But I know that some people would be concerned about floor spacing, maybe with him and Kidd. I think that the mobility of both of them kind of counteracts it. I think you can create floor spacing even though you have two guys that aren't really shooters. So I wouldn't be too concerned about it. But I mean, he would be a huge get if we get him.
Norchad didn't transfer because of the competition at his position. If he had stayed, he would have been the 4 or the 5, like a starter, no doubt. The assumption is, assuming he stays in college, is that he transferred for NIL. But yeah, I think Dylan Mitchell would be a big get as well. And he's also from Tampa, so I don't know if the Florida connection will help us at all.
I don't know. He's probably looking for, opportunity, and we will pay him. So,
yep.
He's just, we kicked Texas' butt 2 seasons ago, so.
Yeah, he had some impressive plays in that game, though, too.
As a freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're targeting other bigs as well, right? Or fours.
Yeah, I mean, there's rumor that there's
He's
going to
reached
be another
out
visitor.
to a bunch, but I mean, him being on campus is hopefully a good. I mean, it's a good sign. It means he's interested as well.
It means we're interested.
But if he's actually coming to visit, I mean, I guess maybe he wants the free trip to Miami. It could be.
I mean, Javon Small is still here.
I know rumors he's going to West Virginia.
Boy, talk about a shocking change of scenery. He's been working out down here. I've been to West Virginia. It's not Miami. Hope you like the mountain life.
I mean, the Mountaineers. It's in their mascot.
I don't. If that's where he goes, I don't understand why he wouldn't have just stayed at Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
that's such a bizarre transfer.
I mean, they got a new coach, so maybe he believes in the vision. I don't know.
Does West Virginia got good NIL?
I don't know. I mean, they were like, they got a bunch of transfer recruits last year too, so maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. Can't really imagine.
Your chair is very creaky. Also, for anybody wondering, Matt survived the earthquake today.
I did. I was at work.
Do you get the day off when that happens? What happens?
No, they told us to all go outside, and then I grabbed my keys and my wallet and I was walking to my car, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, we're going home, right?" And they're like, "No."
Aw, man.
And I was like, "What?" And I was getting in my car, and then yeah.
But, what time was this?
I don't even remember. It was right when I messaged you guys.
Before or after lunch?
It was after lunch.
Okay, so you didn't have that many hours in the day left.
Yeah.
That happened here. God, this was like maybe 10 years ago or something. It was in Virginia, but like it cracked the Washington Monument and shit. And everyone just like, we don't know what to do. We're not Californians. Like, what the hell is going on here? Why is the building shaking? Like, you guys are like, that's not even a major one. It's fine. We were like, what the hell? Everyone exited the building. Everyone went home. And like, that was wall-to-wall news for like a week. There was an actual earthquake over here. Did crack the monument. They closed it for like a year because there's no funding to repair it. They had to like raise money to repair it. Anyway,
George Washington would be angry.
Be angry about a lot of stuff, especially the racial makeup of the city named after him. But we'll leave that alone. Read your history books, kids.
Who else? Wait, who else did we want to talk about?
Well, I just want to talk generally then. So do we think let's say we land Mitchell or some other, big. Do we think we're done then?
I mean,
because we do have the 3 freshmen coming in too.
I mean, I don't think we're going to be pushing as hard, but I think we're still going to be looking to add people.
I agree.
And where do you think that would be?
International. Keyshawn has a little brother.
Victor Wembanyama has a little brother, Oscar Wembanyama. Get him to the U. I think he's only like 15 though.
Also,
Get him here early.
Miami still keeps getting mentioned with the Boozer twins, so that'll be something to follow in the next year.
Yeah, but that's not for this class. So.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's nice to see.
I mean, they live in Miami, so.
I know Boozer and McClinton are like besties.
Come on,
yes,
Jack.
as you're well aware.
Help us out, Jack.
I'm sure he's doing what he can there.
While they're on the golf course drinking away. Help us out, Jack.
Maybe an overshare, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean that'll be something to monitor.
Oh my god.
I said international.
We haven't.
Bill just wants a dude from. He doesn't care who it is. It's just a Serbian.
If Sijic comes to Miami, we have to have Bill on for the breakdown. I know we're gonna have him on for the OG show. I don't even know when that's happening. We still have to plan that.
When the news stops, man, we still have because there are times where like we got nothing to talk about.
If he does come to Miami, Bill has to come on, whether it's the OG show or not. He can give a full breakdown.
Why do we think he's coming to Miami?
Bill's trying to will it to happen.
Didn't he visit? Bill would know. Didn't he visit Bill? Let's wait for the delay. Come on, Bill.
Jokic must have a little brother.
Let's say Jolie, like Angelina. Like who are we talking about?
I didn't know who he was talking about.
All right, this is.
See,
there you go. He did.
Okay.
All right. This
so is there hope? Have we heard anything since?
I have no idea. I haven't heard anything.
Is this all because Bill's Serbian, or is this something we want?
Is Bill Serbian?
I have no. He just wants his.
You want the Serbian?
Oh, he wants.
Wait, he just wants
Bill Serbian.
I thought he had Serbian ties. That's why he wanted a Serbian so bad. Is this just like? Am I making assumptions? Bill, why do you want a Serbian?
No, it's because of Nikola Jokic. Because he's a Nuggets fan.
Okay, he's Swiss.
So why not Keyshawn George's little brother?
Well, because
he wants a Jokic. That's what he wants. He wants a Jokic 2.0. That's his whole. See, there you go. See, I'm telling you, I've heard it all the time in the chat. I know what it is.
Plus, they have a secret chat where they talk about us without us in there. Him and
most people do talk about me behind my back.
Him, Jackson, and Bill, the three of them.
We do not talk about you guys at all.
We're not buying that.
We talk about different. He literally sends different Serbians that have entered the transfer portal. There was one from like UCLA. There was one from some other small school.
Shouldn't you be more racially neutral since you're Swiss? Like, what is this?
I'm surprised his thumbnail wasn't Keyshawn George this last year. I mean, I didn't mind. I liked seeing Norchad
The hair wouldn't have fit in the thumbnail.
I mean, you could have gotten with the cornrows.
Yeah. It's not the same.
Bill should change his thumbnail to Jokic. We have a Serbians, but is she Serbian?
I have no idea.
No, it's the newest. It's the new.
That's one of the assistants.
It's the lead assistant. What's the title? I forget the title name. Is it associate head coach?
Associate head coach.
Yeah, associate head coach. The one that came from Toledo.
Yeah, but the lead assistant is Fitz. It's not. Fitz has been traveling around with Cull-Up and doing the recruiting and all that stuff. So
yeah, see.
Yeah, well, that and Fitz has been doing a lot of the recruiting prior to Cull-Up coming in. So there's the continuity as well. He's all just one-word answers now.
Bill's old, okay? It takes a little bit of time to type.
Oh, wow. Wow. You know what? That's ageist, and as the old on the show, I don't appreciate it.
What the hell? Ageist? Is that even a word?
Yes.
It is. Of course it is.
It's just a word. I don't make words.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that before.
I don't make words up. I just have a big vocabulary.
You are UM educated.
That's true. Several degrees.
2 from the U.
Several majors.
My bad, Bill. Mature.
Do you get a separate like piece of paper degree for each one of
No.
your majors? Okay.
No, it doesn't say what. Actually, it just says like it's right behind me. Bachelor of Science. I wonder if I could have done some of those Bachelor of Arts too. I wonder if I would have gotten another piece of paper out of it. I don't know.
I'm staring at my 2 pieces of paper from Miami. I should go to
Right
beach
there.
and get one so I can have both.
I don't know where my beach one is, to be honest with you.
I mean, mine were sitting in like an envelope like for years. I just framed them in the last year and hung them.
I wear my beach basketball hoodie like on the regular. It's very comfortable.
Go beach.
I'm saying go beach.
Oh, guess who DM'd me the other day? New Long Beach head coach, Chris Acker.
Really?
Yeah, he DM'd me like, when was it? A
Wait,
couple hours
what?
ago. So I sent him a message. I told him I was a Cal State Long Beach alum. Told him welcome to the program. Looking forward to it. Such and such. And he liked it and he said, "Thank you so much." What else did he say? I think he just said like appreciate it or something. But yeah. Shout out to Chris Acker.
Not as good as your Kenny Kaji DM.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any of those recently.
Much like Norchad, I think you're in for a reality check on Mr. Kachi as well.
Yeah, well, it's the thought that counts.
Yes, it was Matt's thought.
Is Matt going to announce his big news? What's his big
Stay
news?
tuned to Final Thoughts.
Okay.
Oh, I know what his big news is.
Yeah,
okay.
no, we all do.
Oh no,
yeah.
he's gonna say it in the chat now. It's whatever.
No,
Fine.
don't say it.
I can ban him from the chat before he fires us in there.
Is that going to be the final thoughts though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, why? Let the final thoughts be the final thoughts. We don't mess with the final thoughts. We don't comment on the final thoughts.
At first, before I realized
like
what I knew what the big news was, at first when Bill was like, "Oh, he's not going to announce it's big news," I thought it was going to be like the announcement of like a child or something.
Well, no, I'm just kidding.
What else? We kind of discussed all 3 players we were going to talk about.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, just to sum it all up, it's apparent that they're going to be going after another big, right? That's going to be the next portal target, next position that we're looking to add. So
hopefully that happens within the next week, so we've got more to talk about next week. I'm in the works of getting 2 guests on the show. So hopefully that happens next week as well.
Things are in motion.
They are in motion.
The women need a lot of players, so
yes,
it's been slow on that front.
Oh, look who it is!
It's Jazz. Hopefully, he's not watching the Heat game. It's almost over. 24 seconds left.
Oh, good. The suffering is almost done.
Then they can get that shit off my TV so I can watch Luca play.
Luca.
It is over.
We have the Panthers. It's okay.
Ooh. Was Jovic even playing?
Yes.
He did play. Oh wait, did you prize picks him?
Yeah, I did prize picks for him because I thought they had it since Hawkes was out. I was like, okay, like he didn't get much run the game before, but he has to play.
Celtics beat Heat 118-84.
Yeah, no, it's done.
Oh my God, he covered barely. I had him at 14 and a half points and rebounds, and he had 15.
There you go. That is a win.
I also had his 5.5 rebounds. So let's go.
I prefer to talk about Carter Verhaeghe and Matthew Tkachuk.
You're saying names.
And Bob. And Sasha Barkov.
I think she's naming Serbians. Who are you naming?
Are these Serbians in the transfer portal?
Are these Serbians?
Jovic is Serbian.
There we go.
I mean, he has almost the exact same name.
They're just naming some Serbians.
It's literally one letter off.
Was Goran Dragic Serbian or was he?
No, he's Slovenian.
Oh, he's Slovenian.
Him and Luca are
Who
friends,
was?
aren't
Sort of.
they?
I
Sort
don't know
of.
if they're that close. They're just both on the Serbian national team. But, you know, Dragic disappeared once Luka showed up because the gravitational pull of the sun kind of drowns everything else out. That's basically what happened there.
Should we do our Mount Rushmore?
We done? 50-minute
Done
show.
already?
Wow.
I mean, we could do NBA grid.
Oh, I can't handle that right now. My brain would explode.
We had a lot to talk about last week because there was.
Well, who's
men's
on the so can we reset the women's roster a little bit? Who do we have right now? Because I
We
feel like we
have
still need like 5
Cavenders.
guys.
the Cavenders, Jasmine, Abis, and Marshall, and Hilton, and our
And
three
Almon.
freshmen.
And Almon, right?
And Almon.
So that's 10.
That's 10.
But
We need
Lamaya's not
Yeah,
healthy.
we need bigs. We need big depth.
I like the big that we added from Notre Dame though.
Marshall, yeah.
Yeah, she's very mobile for her size and stuff.
Mhm.
So
I hear she can make a layup, so upgrade. Once you leave, the gloves come off. But yeah, no, because I don't know if those freshmen, maybe Leah Harmon. I don't know that the freshmen are really ready to contribute. So I think that's not a lot of depth at all. So we probably need 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know. Almona's a weird one. She reclassified right like in the summer last year because we had 0 freshmen in our recruiting class last year.
And then she reclassified, but then she got injured.
Yeah, so she didn't play, and I'm not really sure what the ceiling was for her. So right now we're like, oh, we should maybe has to start because we don't have players. So yeah, there's a lot of work to do for Coach Cull up there.
My coworker's texting me about the Heat. So
Good. They got blown out so thoroughly. There's time to do like post game interviews and stuff before the Mavericks game starts. This is usually I'm like, get off the court. They're gonna tip and they're gonna put it on True TV. Move your asses.
True TV.
Being the second game, this is something Matt I'm sure has experienced. But you're like, don't go to overtime. I'm gonna miss the start of my game.
Yeah, 100%.
all right.
Do the women have 13 spots? I think
Yes.
so. They're not going to use them. No one, in case people don't realize this, no one uses all their scholarships anymore. There's too many people in and out, too much roster churn.
In honor of May the 4th, that's coming up in a few days, Matt suggested that we do a Mount Rushmore of favorite Star Wars characters.
Are we doing once one gets drafted, they're off the board, right?
Well, we're
Oh,
doing
We
no
that.
do it that
repeats?
way. Yeah, I think no
Wow.
repeats.
If you
There's a
all
lot
take
of characters.
really pissed.
Okay.
I even have props to my side here.
You can go. You're more than welcome to go first.
Yeah, you can go first.
I'll go first. That's fine. Hopefully there are some Star Wars fans in the chat. Otherwise, we're just gonna seem like really big nerds. I actually stayed at the Star Wars hotel thing when it was open at Disney,
Oh, that's sick.
so I
Yeah.
overpaid. for that.
Well.
But it was, and then I came back with COVID.
I have
the
to
first
say
time.
the force
Oh.
was not strong with you.
Well, no, a lot of good things happened on that trip though, because obviously it was like the best 2 days of my life. I probably shouldn't say all this on air. Never mind. We'll talk after.
Oh,
But yeah. So no, it was so much fun. But anyway, my favorite Star Wars character of all time, and unfortunately the batteries in my lightsabers are dead. Otherwise, I would have brought one out. But my favorite Star Wars character of all time is played by Samuel L. Jackson, Mace Windu from the
Really?
Oh.
Yep.
I wouldn't have picked him, so you're
You
good.
dove right into the shitholes and just went for it, man.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, I love Samuel L. Jackson. He's hilarious. But second, his story about why he wanted a purple lightsaber attracted me to that character.
His wait,
Have
what
you
is the
seen
story?
the interview about why he was a purple lightsaber?
No, illuminate us.
Because so he approached the people
George Lucas.
about wanting to be in the prequels. He was like, you can put me as a stormtrooper, like no one has to know it's me, but I'll know it's me, blah blah blah. So then anyway, they made him a Jedi, and they didn't kill him off in the first prequel. And so when they went to go shoot that big arena scene in the second prequel, he was like, hey, can I have a purple lightsaber? Because I want to be able to find myself like within all of the fighting, because like lightsabers are green or red, whatever at that time. So he wanted to have a purple lightsaber. And they're like, no, you can't, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, they ended up doing it. And it would cause like a big shitstorm online when the movie came out, because people were mad that he had a purple lightsaber, but he just wanted to be able to find himself. And since I heard that story, I'm like, this is like literally my favorite character.
So a couple of things on that. One is, why would people be mad that he has what? Some are red, some are blue, some are green. Like there was never any like color restrictions.
Listen,
there's the yellow. There's yellow ones.
Yellow ones, yeah, yellow too. The second thing is, that character is in multiple movies and does absolutely nothing. How could that be under Mount Rushmore?
It's Samuel L. Jackson, dude.
He was in Snakes on a Plane.
Respect.
That piece fired up these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking
Not
I
only
censored myself.
Not only does he not do anything, he talks in like a controlled. It's the most un-Samuel L. Jackson.
I love it. He's my favorite character. I love it.
He doesn't do any shouting, any screaming. He doesn't show any emotion.
I love it. So I've built all 4 different themes of lightsabers at the lightsaber build in Disney, and the first one I did was the purple one, and I tried to base it off of the one that he has in the movies. He's literally my favorite character.
He doesn't do anything.
All right, Vish, my turn.
Cut him out of the movie, and you wouldn't even notice.
Or Vish, you want to go second?
I'm allowed to have my favorites.
I know, and I'm allowed to hate.
Vish,
you're probably gonna shit all over mine. No, go for it, Matt.
You go. I always go
less
second.
passionate about this, so go first because I don't want to take someone's go.
No, I have so many characters.
Oh my god! Okay, married couple.
You go, Vish. Now he has to look at his list.
All right, so what we're gonna be. I did not boot her out, by the way. She's still here.
Bro, are you kidding me out of the
stream,
right
Matt?
now,
Matt.
All right, Vish, I'm going. Never mind.
Matt, did he just kick me out of the stream?
Yeah, he kicked you out of the
kick anyone out of the stream.
Yeah, he did.
I know.
Nobody else could see me, so.
I could though. I knew
I've
you were
been
there.
It's the void. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
I hated
rude.
it. That was really rude, Vish. You should apologize.
You should.
I'm apologizing.
All right. Well, I don't even want to do this Mount Rushmore anymore.
All right, fine. I will put you backstage too then.
If you do that, I will literally just leave.
if you don't want to play with the rest of us, that's fine. All right, is it my turn? It's my turn.
Go ahead, Vish.
Go, Matt.
I don't want to get booted. Go ahead, Vish.
All right, I'm gonna go with Lando. Lando Calrissian.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Yoda as my first one.
You should have said it like Yoda.
No.
Because he talks.
Wow, just refusing to play the game.
This is my second. Well, he's BB-8 in the movie, but this is BB-4, the mini droid I built after BB-8.
There you go. Vish?
Oh, it's me again. I mean, this is like cliche, but Vader.
Not Anakin. Vader.
No, and not prequel horseshit. Just OG Vader. Not whiny actor Hayden Christensen. Just straight up Vader.
All right, I guess I'm gonna go Luke Skywalker then. Melissa?
This is Babu Frick. He's in one of the sequels for about 5 minutes.
Is that who your next one is?
This is unbelievable. This is like so
he's one of my favorite characters. My friend who I go to Disney with on the regular.
Weren't you worried we were gonna pick one of yours?
I know. I was like, what are you talking about? No repeat as if anyone was picking
my friend Steffi, who I go to Disney with all the time, went to Star Wars Celebration a few years ago and actually found me a Babu Frick t-shirt. and it's like the coolest thing. And it's like a mechanic T-shirt where it has his name on the front, and on the back it has like his photo, and it says like your oldest friend in the galaxy. It's a really cool shirt. But Babu Frick is my third favorite.
What does he do?
He's the one that resets C-3PO to get the dark knowledge out of him to find where whatever they were looking for
Oh
is.
God, that was such a stupid thing.
But he's so cute. Look at him.
that whole
He is
man,
pretty
now,
funny in the movie.
now I'm
but-
getting angry at oh,
What
God.
at Disney?
That was such a bad movie.
Honestly, the sequels could have all been one movie combined, and you could have just taken out. And I tell you one thing, I have PTSD because for about 45 minutes I thought they killed Chewie, and I was really really upset in the movie theater. I was like, there is no way you just killed Chewie, but it's okay. But I was really upset. Anyway, go ahead.
You were upset they killed
No, I
Chewie.
thought they killed Chewie, but they didn't.
Okay.
Matt, or who went
It's
second?
Vish.
Oh,
Vish.
Vish.
I can't believe I have to do this, but Princess Leia.
Solid pick.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some diversity in my team since there's one black dude and one woman. I just took them both. So
All right.
No, I picked Mace Windu.
I'm talking about the original. Because there's obviously Rey is like the main character of the sequels. Like it's not that there's
Well, I'm picking more obscure characters anyway.
Oh, you
All right.
think that whatever the fuck you just held up is somehow in your tongue?
Okay, Babu Frick. Look at this. Hello, is he not cute?
You're the reason they shoved the Ewoks into Return of the Jedi. Go ahead, Matt.
I'm going with
Ewoks are
R2D2.
What happened?
I'm going with
what'd you
R2D2.
R2D2
Yeah, easy pick for me.
The OG BB-8 when
The
they tried to
OG.
replace where they tried to replace him.
and my last and final Han Solo.
He lasted longer than I thought he would. Well, because Melissa's picking Babu
I wasn't gonna
Frick, and
pick
so
him.
I figured he'd come off the board way before
Honorable
he did.
mention to Chewbacca.
Okay, wait, we're gonna discuss this after we're done
Anyway,
here.
go ahead.
But
Vic.
Babu Frick over Chewbacca.
who I almost cried when they thought they'd killed Chewbacca off. I was at PTSD. Not
But
in
it's
your Mount
Babu
Rushmore.
Frick.
By the way, you know what happened to Mace Windu, right? That didn't give you PTSD.
Oh, that
Anyway,
was-
First of all, there's no guarantee that he's dead. Okay,
they're
they
all
never.
dead.
They never listen. Jedi's have lost their hands and fallen from farther heights and have lived. So there's no guarantee that he's dead.
The whole point is they're all dead. They thought the Jedi are extinct, but they're not.
There's no guarantee that he's dead.
All right, Vish, just go ahead. What's your
Rey.
last one? Rey? Okay.
Rey.
I'm between two characters right now, but I'm gonna go with one of my favorite characters from my favorite animated series, Rebels, Ezra Bridger.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
This is signed by the voice actor.
A little
Taylor Gray.
Ahsoka shout out. He's in Ahsoka.
Yeah, I was thinking of taking Ahsoka too, but Ezra Bridger, that's my dude. His first
I have
lightsaber is so
characters-
sick. It's the one that has a blaster and it's a lightsaber.
I have characters from all three: the originals, the prequel, and the sequel.
I mean, R2D2's in like everything.
He's a boss.
Any honorable mentions, Matt?
Ahsoka Tano. Do we want to go around or?
I just list them.
Underrated villain from Rebels, Thrawn. Really good character. He's in Ahsoka too.
Yeah. Thrawn's really. We could have done a villain one, like a heroes one and a villain one.
I know we could have.
Yeah.
But it's only
Yeah.
it's for May the 4th,
I love-
so it wouldn't really
yeah.
make sense to do it next week.
I love like Boba Fett, but I wouldn't have put him in the Mount Rushmore.
I don't get
Also,
Boba
the
Fett
series
stuff.
on Disney Channel.
I
was
think-
quite good.
It's not Boba Fett as like a character. Like it's just more like his look and everything. I just think it's sick.
I think he
That's
got.
why I didn't put him in the Mount Rushmore.
I think what happens is that Star Wars became mainstream popular. That does something like nerdy and granular to glom onto, and that became Boba Fett. He's a nothing character. He dies, it's fine, and then like afterwards, it's like, oh, and he becomes like there's this like afterlife for him of like all of a sudden people give a crap. It's like I don't get it. I don't.
You
get
have
it.
any? You have any honorable mentions, Vish?
I mean,
Oh, can we
I'm
do a
gonna go
list
with
of most hated Star Wars characters, like most annoying?
Why you want to
C-3PO.
list Jar Jar Binks?
I think he's
I'd
on
have,
everybody's.
I would have C-3PO.
Jar Jar Binks, C-3PO. I don't know.
you just want to call out Jar Jar Binks as being annoying.
Favorite? Wait, what's your favorite scene?
What's the? I'm trying to think of the name of the animals on Hoth that Luke and Han are riding. What are they called again?
Oh
That they
god.
cut open.
Oh,
Tom.
Tauntaun, the
Yeah.
Tauntaun, right?
the
Yeah.
ones
The
that
noise
like,
that they
smell really
make
bad.
are so
Okay.
annoying.
Okay, here. You just asked my favorite scene. Dumbest thing. So Luke gets captured by whatever the indomitable snowman, whatever the hell the name of it is. He then is
Abominable snowman.
whatever that beast is, right? And he's hanging upside down there, and it's eating his tauntaun. Gets his lightsaber, cuts itself loose, kills the thing. Well, cuts his arm off. Whatever. Is in a sheltered cave. Goes outside into the snow and almost. I'm like, stay in the cave, man. Then Han Solo has to come, builds a shelter. There's a
He didn't
cave.
cut his arm off.
He cut the beast's arm off.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his own arm. I was like,
no,
no, that's
that was Vader. Does
The
that later in
Wampa.
the movie?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Isn't it
no,
Wampa?
I don't know what the thing is called, but why do they? Then they're like, and by the way, there's no way Han Solo would actually be able to get that tent up in that freaking blizzard. But anyway, just go in the cave. Go in the cave. The cave is right there. It's insulated. There was no issue in the cave. He only had an issue because he went outside. Favorite scene is, I mean, this is again cliche, but when they blow up the Death Star in the first one, the way they shot that is ridiculous. When he turns off his like computer, and then the John Williams score kicks in, and it's like this dramatic picture. Oh man, I can watch that over and over again. Like
I have a few favorite scenes. Just like I love the fight scene between Darth Maul and
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
and Obi-Wan.
Really
In there.
I love that. I love the pod racing. The blowing up the Death Star is awesome.
So much of it's like
I gotta go against what Bill. So I love the scene on Hoth with the AT-AT walkers. I think it's so sick when they blow up the shield generator.
I also love the fight scene in the sequels on the crashed Death Star between Rey and what's his face?
Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
So much of this is John Williams though. Like even the Darth Maul, the fight scene, Duel of the Fates is playing. It's just like that man like made these movies.
I feel like Imperial walkers are kind of like Fiats and smart cars. They're like death traps.
They're special purpose usage. They did get defeated by a bunch of logs in Return of the Jedi, so not their finest moment. But
what was Melissa? I was trying to remember which show was it. Andor, the scene where like the dude like transforms his ship. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I didn't finish Andor because it was really boring.
Oh, okay. There was. Okay,
I got through like the first 3 episodes, and everyone was
Okay.
like, "It's really good. Keep watching it." And I just couldn't get into it.
Okay, there's a really
Andor's-
badass scene.
Andor's the only one that I haven't watched whole. Like I've watched all of Mandalorian, all of Boba Fett, all of Ahsoka, but I just couldn't get into Andor.
Dang, Andor
Yeah.
was probably my favorite one outside of.
Yeah, I gotta.
Ahsoka
Everyone keeps telling me
and
that
Mandalorian.
it's really good. It's just that it starts slow. So
Yeah, it's hard to stay.
Matt,
yeah.
what is your you haven't listed a scene yet? Your favorite scene?
I was talking about Hoth.
Hoth?
Oh, that is your favorite scene. I thought
well,
I
it's
thought
like
you were just.
nostalgic. It's
I thought you were
nostalgic.
just commenting on Bill saying no. You actually
No.
like that scene. I didn't know that you'd
It's
pick that
nostalgic
favorite.
for me because I would rewatch it as a kid like over and over again just for that scene. I guess too on when they're at Cloud City like with Lando and stuff and like Darth Vader surprise, or what's the word? Not
Yeah.
surprises.
No, it's a trap.
Ambushes them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole like sequence too. Probably because Boba Fett's in it, but yeah, no. I'm trying to think what else though. I'm gonna get hate, but like Attack of the
some really good fight scenes in Mandalorian.
yeah.
I think the original 3, the reason I really like appreciate is that was all practical effects. They couldn't CGI then. Like they built models.
Did you watch the special on Disney Plus about it?
Yeah, it
was
ridiculous.
so good.
It's insane.
What's your favorite Star Wars movie? What's the best one? For me, it's Episode 5.
Yeah. Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
For me, it's I think it's A New Hope, but the one I've seen by far the most is Return of the Jedi.
So all of the originals.
Yeah, I mean they are what they are, right? I mean,
I still laugh every time in Return of the Jedi when Luke goes to Han, "Hey Han, can you reach my lightsaber?" And I'm just laughing when they're stuck in the net. It's just funny.
I mean that one does drag a bit. I mean there's some big logical holes in all of this, like Empire when they're like don't go face Vader, like, and then there's no consequences for Luke. I mean he lost his arm, but he saved his friends, he becomes a Jedi anyway. It's like the whole thing was he was supposed to sacrifice his friends for the greater good, and he got to have his cake and eat it too. Like what was the whole point was like Vader's gonna kill you, and then the universe is lost. You're not ready yet, but then he didn't kill him, and he was fine. He ended up like killing,
Oh, I have another one. Okay, sorry. Most hated characters. What's the little thing called? I always forget the name. They sell them at Galaxy's Edge. The little fucking animal that sits like on Jabba the Hutt's like.
Oh, the rat looking thing. The rat
thing. Yeah, that thing was like like it was so annoying.
I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of things in Jabba's palace that are like no.
But no, those things are especially, and you can like buy them, and like people. I don't know if you can wear them or something, but you would see people with them, and it's like, oh my god.
No.
I do think there is, because Star Wars is like such its own beast at this point. There is an element of like I'm gonna be different and like pretend like I like this piece of shit that no one actually likes. I think that there's an element of that. Max has a good reason for being late, apparently.
Were you watching the Flow show that wasn't Three Live Games was on at the same time as us?
Yeah, he was nervous about the Mavericks Clippers game, of course. I will say the reason we like the originals is because they happened in their own sequence, but they were obviously big at the time, but they did not by the time the prequels came out, this thing had grown into this behemoth. There was no way to do it where it was going to make anyone happy. And that doesn't mean you need to unload Jar Jar Binks on us and make Anakin a child and Natalie Portman an adult, and then make the next 2 episodes very uncomfortable. Like there were bad choices.
I don't know the age difference between Padme and Anakin.
All I'm gonna say is, like,
she was like an adult in episode 1.
Yeah, and this is my point about like bad choices. Like you did not have to do that. You could have made her a child too.
Exactly.
In the first one, or made him. And I'm not worried about the age difference when they're adults. Like if she's in her 30s and he's 20, who gives a crap? But like he's a child and she mothers him. Like if you watch that, it's so uncomfortable. It's a different actor, so you don't really like. You could kind of ignore it, but like, it is very uncomfortable when they're like on the ship interacting, and it's like almost like a motherly. Anyway, I don't know why you're making those choices.
What do you think was worse, the prequels or the sequels?
The prequels.
Really? I thought the sequels were the worst.
I think The Last Jedi is awful. because look. Well, I mean, let's be real. Like, they kind of just did the same plot over and over again. So, there's this big thing.
Well,
we need
the
to fly up
sequels-
to do it, blow it up before it
the-
blows us up.
The sequels changed a little bit because Leia passed away in real life.
Well, they
So,
could have killed her in The Last Jedi. They basically did. And then they brought her back to life, and then she died. For real. No, but I think when they gave Ryan Johnson, it does feel like they didn't actually script out all three of the sequels, because the second one on the sequel chain does not fit the other two at all. It's
it
its
was
own
different
movie.
directors, wasn't it?
No, I know, but you would expect even with that to have some kind of continuity. Like the Last Jedi basically throws everything else out in Star Wars canon. All the crap in the prequels about metachlorians. No, anyone can have the Force. Just random errand boy was like picking his mop up without. It's just like what are we watching?
Yep.
High IQ basket for sure. We definitely need Van Allen Lubin just for the name. There's a hyphen in there. Don't
We
forget
actually mentioned Van Lubin earlier.
Yes, but don't forget the hyphen. It's Van hyphen Allen. It's very important.
No, but I like to call him Van Lubin.
Yeah, no, I prefer the sequels though. The prequels were just, oh man, I can't. There's so much wrong with them, and between we did was it Pig something? But
Pig Cage.
Pig Cage. I just the prequel is just so much wrong with it. I don't between Anakin being a child in the first one and then like Hayden Christensen's whiny acting, and for some reason we're meant to believe that Natalie Portman still wants to be with this dude. Come on, man. What is happening? She's a queen. Go get someone else, dude. This guy's a whiny little bitch. What are you doing? It's not believable. And I think to force the plot in, like they're carrying on a covert affair and none of the Jedi can sense it, even though they can sense everything apparently. Like none of this makes sense. Like if you start picking at the prequels at all, it falls apart pretty much. There's also quite a lot of C-SPAN Galaxy Edition going on. The Congress, and then
I didn't realize Vish was gonna give like this epic breakdown of Star Wars.
You asked the question. I give you the answer.
You're giving a very detailed answer.
I told you I've seen all these and many times. I just don't go to the universe and buy the merch. I know. No, I think if you could do it over again, would you have that many scenes of the Imperial Senate debating crap? Like, probably not. And I also think there was a missed opportunity to show, the Anakin and Obi-Wan relationship. They keep talking about all this stuff they've done that we don't see. And that would have been really cool to see them like go on missions and do stuff and see that relationship grow. We didn't get any of that.
Yeah,
they just reference it's like that time we did. We get the reference. Series. Yeah, but I mean, it's missed in the movies, and that's something that because by the time the second one shows up, like you get to the second one, he's now an adult. They've had all this growth together. We didn't see any of it. Probably should have started the first one there.
No, I enjoyed the pod racing scene though.
Yeah, as a set piece, it's fine. But I mean, come on, what are we doing here?
Who's the dude that Anakin races again?
Oh God, the Sepulba.
Yeah, Sepulba.
Sepulba, that's what it is.
I was like, blah, blah, blah.
I had the game on like Game Boy where you could pod race, and I mean
that the whole point of that scene is we're gonna sell a shitload of video games, and they did. You can tell in movies when there's like a video game scene, you're like, oh, this is for a video game for sure. What is that thing called again? Something Frick?
Babu Frick.
Babu Frick. I cannot believe your top four was shocking, Melissa. Absolutely shocking.
You don't discuss Star Wars with me. If my friend that I go to Disney with all the time was watching this, he probably could have told you my top four easy.
I'm just saying you have like multiple characters that basically you could remove from the Star Wars universe and no one would.
Well, I
notice.
did introduce Babu Frick as I have only been in the films for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and Mace Windu is not like an important character.
He's important to me.
I'll
Why are you hating on my list?
I'm not hating at all. I said it was
Our
shocking.
favorite Star Wars characters. These are my favorite characters.
You're misunderstanding. I'm not saying obviously pick whatever you want. That's the whole point. I said it was shocking, and I'm explaining why it was shocking. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
You didn't expect Babu Frick to be on my list when I showed you the animatronic that I have of him?
I mean, okay, yes. Before we do a little show prep, but Mace Windu, I didn't think that was coming at all. Number one off the board too.
I didn't think these characters. That's what threw me off. I was like, oh shit, she must be like a huge Yoda fan or a.
He wasn't even an honorable mention.
Wow. I gotta say, I don't. We didn't. No one picked Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I'm not.
Not a fan of it.
It's when I built my purple lightsaber.
A lot of good that mask.
I'd put.
This was during COVID. You still had to wear a mask at Disney.
I know.
I have 4.
You didn't hear my joke.
What?
A lot of good that mask. Did you? You got COVID there.
No, that wasn't.
That was not the COVID trip.
No.
That was not the COVID trip. Damn,
that was
my joke didn't work.
Hold on, that's dated December 6, 2020. Hold on. And then there's my green one. And then hold on. I don't have any good ones with the blue one because it was too light. It was too light out. And then I went to Alaska. Where's my red one? I think my red one's actually the best one.
Anyway, Matt, you got some final thoughts?
Wait.
Let's do it.
She didn't even see you like try. She didn't even see you like basically spacing out and saying you were leaving. That's why I did that. She's not looking at all.
Nope, not looking. Don't hate. I have a lot of Star Wars photos. Nobody knew I was a nerd.
We had a pretty good idea. Like I said, shocking selections. I did not expect you to go that. I went pretty basic.
You said here. I'll recap them for you. So Vish said Lando, Vader, Princess Leia, and Rey. Matt said Yoda, Luke Skywalker, R2-D2, and Ezra Bridger. And then I said Mace Windu, BB-8, Babu Frick, and Han Solo.
What a team!
I think I would win a force off. Would I? I got Leia and Rey. I think I'm in good shape. And Vader. Whoa, you guys got a chance.
I got Yoda and Luke.
You said pick your favorites, not who would win in a fight.
And R2-D2.
I got Lando. That's not going to help me, but we need someone on the bench doing the Joe Bay role. So I got Lando.
Listen, if Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon, if the ship goes down, I got Babu Frick to help fix it, and BB-8, and then Mace Windu can be the Jedi fighter.
Can stand there emotionless and wait for his arm to get cut off. Horrible job by Samuel in that movie. I cannot believe this.
Wasn't Mace Windu the one that cut off Jango Fett's head? Just straight up beheaded him.
It's hard to tell. There was no emotion. Like the whole, again, bad choices. The Jedis in the original 3, they do have emotion. Like this whole thing, like they're so in control. Like they intentionally. You have actors like Samuel Jackson, not Ewan McGregor. And they're just deadpan on purpose because that's how they told them how to act, and it is really bad. The acting is intentionally made bad because they told them not to show emotion. Liam Neeson
also,
too.
I like Liam Neeson though.
Didn't what's his face that plays Luke like get into like a massive motorcycle accident between one of the films and like fucked up his face really bad?
Yeah, they wrote it into the script.
Yeah.
The 80s were wild. Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, yeah.
Mark Hamill.
Also did the voice of the Joker in the animated series. Really good job.
Yeah, but like that there were just so many. I think the prequel. The reason I'm more upset with the A part of it's expectations. I mean, Matt was too young probably, but Melissa and I remember when Phantom Menace came out. You're like, this is the greatest day ever. And I was like, oh, this movie is bad. Oh no, this is really bad. What is this thing walking around? Then you realize, oh no, Natalie Portman's gonna sleep with that child. Oh god, what am I watching?
I don't know if those thoughts came to me when I was younger and I watched that.
This is again. They're Melissa and I are closer in age, but like there are times.
How old? When did Attack of the Clones come out?
Phantom Menace was I think my senior year of high school, so that was 99.
I was 5 years old.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That was
Attack
you
of
don't
the
remember
Clones
like the
came
build
out
up.
in 2002.
Okay.
Okay, so that makes sense of why I have such like nostalgic memories of it.
Did you see Comcast just randomly decided to? Oh, not that Matt would know this, but Vish lives down here part of the time. That they just like decided to drop Bally Sports.
Yeah.
Bally's is the network down here that like always broadcasts like Marlins and Heat games and stuff. And then like a couple days ago, the Comcast is like, yeah, we're dropping it.
No one wants to see the Marlins play, so that's fine.
Yeah, and Heat season's over, so
Yeah. The Panthers aren't impacted.
no, they're usually on like Fox Sports, I think.
I thought they were also on Bally's, but maybe
Are they?
Anyway, tangent from a huge Star Wars tangent. Anyway, I had no expectations for the sequels, and like the first one was like, I enjoyed that. Good movie. And the second one made me angry. And then the third one, they went back to the script, and I'm like, all right, good. We're gonna. There's some killer death machine. We got to fly out there and blow it up. I can get on board with that. I've seen that 4 times already, but let's do it again. Anyway, you ready, Matt?
Let's do it. Final thoughts are an announcement. Your boy, going back to his roots, is the new assistant coach for Fountain Valley basketball, the varsity team, coaching alongside friend of the show, Brendan Holmes. So there we go. Confetti dropping. So it's going to be a good time. Already had the first practice with them. Another practice tomorrow. Still learning names and everything. I think I actually got them all down yesterday. I was trying to do my best so that tomorrow I would have them all down. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Just remember, water is for cowards.
Just
quote from Remember the Titans.
Yeah. Or as Brendan says, you know, Brendan actually does say this. We both do zones for pussies.
Don't run a 3-2.
We don't do zone. No,
Hill.
we don't do zone at all.
No.
Not at all.
Babu Frick says just say no to zone.
Say no to zone.
Does he want to say something else too?
Cue the socks outro. Don't cry. Keep it chill. Wear good socks.